Awesome.
There we go. Nice. And if you could just make me a co-host, that would be awesome because then I can share my screen and we will be good to go.
I made you host, so you should be all set.
Even better. Thank you. Sharing is not turned on. The host isn't allowing multiple shares this time. Let me see real quick. Yeah, doesn't say that I'm a host. It says that it's turned off currently.
Okay. Weird. Let me fix.
No worries, you're good. There we go. All right. Let's move this over real quick. Not that one. This one. Nope, not that one. All right. And host. All right, cool. There we go.
Do you want me to get started or wait a few minutes? What do you think?
Um, well, it looks like they're still jumping on. Maybe give it
Okay.
another minute.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, you're good. The heck did the panel go? There we go. There.
Hi, Deborah.
Okay, I think we can get going.
I'll just introduce Keith and myself really too, why I'm on here. But my name is Megan. I'm with Muscular Moving Men in Storage. I do know Deborah. Thank you for your referral. Appreciate it. But just wanted to let you guys know we do local and long distance moving. We also have storage as well. But one of the big differentiators I like to mention about our long distance that a lot of other moving companies don't offer is that our quotes are binding. So what that means is that basically as long as the scope of the move doesn't change, your quote's not going to change. You may have heard stories where, somebody in the long distance move, their furniture is held hostage until, they pay sometimes double what they were quoted. It doesn't work like that with us. So we've been in the Valley, or I should say, we've been in business 16 years. We're the largest independent mover here in the Valley. We've completed over 30,000 moves and have over 1,500 five-star reviews on Google. So if you have any clients coming up on moves, I'd love to work with you guys. I'd also love to, if you guys find value in this class, let us know because Keith offers a lot of other cool classes as well, like on Canva, Chat GPT for agents and things like that that are really helpful. So if you do find value, let us know and we can bring some more. But this is Keith. He's the director of digital marketing with Flynn Media Group, Keith Flynn, and he'll be teaching us today. So go ahead, Keith, take
Hey,
over.
thanks. Thank you, Megan. I appreciate it. And of course, if there is no value, go ahead and keep that to yourself. We don't want to know. Just kidding.
Good point.
No, yeah, definitely. No, good and bad, please. I am definitely have a low self-esteem. So any feedback at all would really help me out. I appreciate that. So, but no, Megan's awesome. Been working with her for, man, I think come up on maybe about 8 months, I think, roughly. So, have had a lot of classes with Megan and they're awesome. So we really appreciate you. Thank you, Megan, for putting this on and having me jump in. As Megan said, yes, I am a marketing professional for almost 20 years. Started with recruitment advertising moons ago when I worked for jobbing.com, when the job board was a large competitor nationally with monster.com and career builder and so on. And when we had the naming rights out at the hockey arena and everything. So, been working with realtors in the real estate industry for almost 10 years. And so certainly understand how there are peaks and valleys and regardless of what market we're in, the need for us to continue to market ourselves and put out our content, brand awareness, everything that really just drives attention to our audience, lets them know that we're in business, doesn't change. We need to keep going. So during COVID, we saw a lot of folks who had a pivot and use a lot of different social media properties and entities and social media platforms. And so one consistent has been Google. So you are a small business owner, and obviously having your business online listed under Google is important. So whether you currently have one or we're going to set one up for today, really easy to do. Thankfully, of all the properties, meaning social media wise, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, you name it, Google tends to be the most easiest, user friendly. So it won't take much, and we'll definitely fly through this in an hour. If you have any questions at all, feel free to jump in the chat box, unmute yourself. I'd like to keep it fun and interactive. May throw out a few bad dad jokes every now and then. So if you don't laugh, that's fine. Don't worry about it. But we'll have a good time and we'll fly through it and obviously get you guys rocking and rolling when it comes to utilizing Google. So I like to approach a lot of my classes and seminars with just the premise that not everybody knows everything about all that Google has to offer. And so I just like to cover a brief overview of pretty much what Google is, why it exists, and how we can implement it into our marketing strategy. My experience with Google over the years has been quite wild. Whether you were in on the ground level around 2006 and 7 when they were sending out email invites and you can get a Gmail account and people were selling invites on eBay and whatnot back then. So obviously Google has evolved over the years, but they're the largest search engine that is out there for us as consumers. We are utilizing, obviously, the word Google is in our vernacular to go Google something. We're just not binging anything. So with well over 80% of the market share, this is certainly where a lot of us business owners need to be and where we should have our listing information. Excuse me. So Google was formerly known, Google Business Profiles was previously Google My Business. About 2 years ago, they switched the naming to Google Business Profiles and rolled out a lot of features that allow us as business owners to take control over what content is out there. And some of those features really do benefit your listing. And when I use listing in the context for today's class, we're talking about your listing as in your business on Google, not properties. And so I just want to make sure to share that distinction. Free to use on the platform. 1 second here. Let me get into that screen. My notes. Obviously, no cost associated. Once you do set up a Google business profile, they will offer you a coupon to run some ads. Not very cost effective for a lot of us with smaller budgets on a local or niche level. So we're dealing with a lot of larger budgets when it comes to national advertising. So not a lot of folks advertising Google or locally for real estate agents for Google, unless you're part of a team or you've got a large marketing budget. But lots we can do in order to organically grow our audience on Google. Some of the big takeaways for having a Google business profile, obviously creating updates, monitoring and managing your content on Google. Basically, when someone is utilizing Google on their app or they're searching for you, we want our business to show up and we want some photos to show up, a listing description of what we do, our accolades, anything that really distinguishes us from our competition. With Google business profiles, we have the opportunity to also have a review. So we are able to share a link out with our audience, get them to come and give reviews on Google. We'll talk about that in length as well. And then obviously showing up in a geographical area. Where are you as an agent servicing? There's been a lot of conversation about that over the years. Google has changed the way what they've encouraged agents to do traditionally. Up until about a few years ago, a lot of real estate agents were claiming their branch locations for their brokerages. And if you're part of a brokerage that has multiple branch locations, starts to get a bit tedious for those folks, because even though you may not have a physical office out of that office, you're going to, or a physical desk out of the office, a lot of agents are still trying to claim those locations. And that's in fact not what Google wants anyone to do any longer, because we're all stealing the same physical brick and mortar location from one another. And that gets to be a mess. And it's now actually beneficial for real estate agents to choose a geographical area, a service-based area, much like if you were Roto-Rooter, Terminex, or any other service-based business where you don't really have foot traffic per se, or people coming in and mingling and shopping. This is truly going to be an opportunity for you as agents to select a service area within the areas that you service here within the Phoenix and the surrounding cities. So really easy to do there. So key reasons why you as an agent should create a profile. Number one is visibility. I think we pretty much understand the importance of being on Google at this point, since it is the largest search engine. Everyone takes to Google to find out more about a product or service, information, directions. And now with the implementation of artificial intelligence and AI, we're starting to get a more robust answer from our searches, which is really cool. Not just a hey, read my blog if you want to learn how to do this recipe first. And then, we're actually getting AI to narrow down and really get us some great answers when it comes to our searches on Google, which I'm really enjoying a lot. So I look forward to see how far they take it. SEO, so improved local SEO, utilizing your local profile, keywords in there, service-based areas, really going to help help you with the distinction between where you service and where you don't. We obviously don't need to show up in search results for somebody who's looking for a home in Canada, since we're not agents there. So really for us, local niche is the hyper local focus in the areas where we want to have our listing, and we want to let Google know these are the areas that we service. We talked about reviews. We'll get into that some more. Great way to demonstrate your social proof and show that you have your past clients who've spoken highly of you. And can really help sell the story for you when it comes to you being an agent. Of course, all your business information there, your email address, phone number, all your contact information would all live in there as well. And then the last one there for you is the integration of Google services. So the mapping, searching, your posts, updates. You can even see some keyword searches. Where are people searching for you, or when you're coming up in a search result? What are some of the keywords they're using when they're searching for you? And it just really gives you a better understanding of how their search engine works and what content you have online plays into where you show up in a search result. Naturally, if I'm an agent and I have 25 4.9 star reviews, and another agent that services the area has no reviews and has an account that's dormant, meaning there's no activity, no updates, no photos. Naturally, the agent that has an active account with great reviews in general, will index higher as a search result. So it's we're gonna show you why. I'm gonna share with you why it's important that you manage and actively visit your account once to two times a month, just to give us an update and let us know what's happening with you and your business. You will be rewarded by Google for doing so. So getting started real easy. If you do not have a current listing or a Google business profile for your business, business.google.com/create is where you go on your URL or your browser. And we're just naturally do a search. And I'll go through this in a live environment too. And then these slides will help us kind of reiterate what I'm going to share with you. Searching for your business first and foremost. You probably know that you're not on there, but it's going to ask you to search for your business. And when you type in your information, it'll say, this is what we have that matches. If you're not on there, which if you didn't create one, clearly you're not going to be. Searching for yourself. And then once you see that you're not on there, it's going to ask you, would you like to create this business? And naturally, we're going to go ahead and click on creating this business. And once you do, we're going to claim our location and we're going to hit manage now. And we're going to start to load in all the content information for our profile. Once you've created your account, there will be a claiming or a verification process. That looks different for a lot of people based on, honestly, at this point, I've just chalked it up to the way Google just feels that day. Because I've seen postcards, I've seen the need for you to receive a phone call with a text message code or for a phone call or a text message code. I've also seen sometimes Google has asked agents to go to the branch location, shoot a video live, then send that up to a human being who will then verify you. We're not going to get to that part. We shouldn't, because we're not claiming locations, but I will show you where we select our service areas, which is really easy to do. So when you're creating your account, one of the questions you're going to ask is your category. What category does your business fall under, whether you're a restaurant or a retail location, entertainment? As we start to type in the word real, we're going to have a lot of options. And real estate has quite a few options. It'll drop down in the box for you there. And we're going to select real estate agent. Of course, if you're an attorney or a developer or a school, then those will be your natural selections as well. Pretty easy to select for your real estate agent. When you're creating your account, the next question you're going to ask is, what is the name of your business? Per the commissioner, we've had some commissioners who are black and white. We've had some who are living the gray. Our current commissioner, she's very black and white. So best shared practice is your first and last name and then dash. West USA Realty, Bliss Realty, KW, whatever your brokerage is, we want to identify you first as the agent and then dash hyphen the brokerage you're at. The reason for this is because we don't want to confuse the consumer thinking that they've, coming to Bliss Realty and they want to, leave a review. We want to make sure that review gets to the actual agent. Now, if it's actually about the brokerage, that's great, but we don't want to confuse the consumer. So we want to make sure to have that distinction between the two. My understanding also, too, is the commissioner would like to see your name, your business, the same as it appears on your license. So if you do have a nickname or you've had a name change, be sure to be attentive to that and make that change to your account. But they do want those to jive. I know there's not a policing department within the Arizona Department of Real Estate. However, if someone were to complain or notice there's a discrepancy, they would flag it or share that with either their broker, your broker, or directly to the Arizona Department of Real Estate. Either way, we want to make sure that we're in cohesive compliance with them. And that's my understanding, is to have first, last name, and then your brokerage. Your next question there will be then, do you add or do you have a location for customers to visit? Yes, technically you have the branch location. We can come in, meet, sign, greet, whatever your face-to-face needs are. But traditionally, since we're not physically out of the office, we don't have a brick and mortar location. Now, if you do, or if you're leasing a place or you have your own office, that's one thing. But for most of us, we're going to select no. Now, this location, when we select no, it's
Hey,
going to,
Keith.
yeah, go for it.
Sorry, I have a question. So
Yeah, sure.
even doing this for Bliss, because we
Yeah.
do have offices,
Mhm.
the mailers never come. So
Yes.
I've even changed to send a text,
Okay.
and that doesn't work. So at what point, what do you
Mhm.
do when the Google notification doesn't work? And
Yeah.
because you can't post anything until it's verified, technically.
Correct. Correct. Yes, you are. That's a great question. I've gone through this before.
Yeah,
A lot of branch locations. I've had some brokerages who are like, our agents keep stealing our location. We don't really have a person who's in place to monitor it, so things slip through the crack, and totally understand.
yeah.
Um, you may be in a situation where it's going to get escalated to shooting a video. Um, and it's a bit tedious. I've gone through this. It can't be pre-recorded, can't be in 4K, has to be at a very low res since you're basically recording to a live stream into their cloud-based server, and then someone is reviewing it based on your video. Now, the video requires you to demonstrate your ability to access the building, and that's actually got to get pretty savvy with the camera now. For some of us, is holding the camera up, unlocking the door. If you've got your licenses and your permits hung up inside the door, like we're all told we're supposed to, then you would demonstrate that this is the physical location. You would maybe take a tour around the lobby, the office. They ask that you don't have anybody in the video for privacy issues. So that's always fun if you've got a pretty active office or branch. Everybody duck. That's kind of where I think you're going to have to go, but it will require you to probably escalate it with customer service. Because that's what I had to do where we were having issues where a postcard was no longer an option, a text message was no longer an option. You would think even just a phone call, to the front desk receptionist, and then they give a PIN number and you would enter it in. So there are different levels of verification, and typically, if those two aren't an option for you, shooting a video is going to have to be. I'm trying to think. I know when you're in your business profile, there is a help icon that you would need to click on. The great thing about Google, unlike Facebook, is they actually have somebody who will get your email and respond within 24 to 48 hours and then help you through the process. And then you'll continue that in conversation with that same agent until the problem is resolved. So there is comfort in knowing that they're pretty savvy about getting you through the process. Unlike Facebook, not much of an appeals department, not much of a customer service department to help. A lot of, review our terms and conditions, and in there you're supposed to find the answer, and it's very frustrating. So um, but if you continue to run into the issue, I'm happy to help you out where I can. So but I would recommend some
Okay.
with their support department and let them know where you're at now, and someone needs to escalate it. It will start a email chain, and then you will be able to correspond with them through customer service through a help ticket. That was a long answer. Sorry about that. All right. Jay, yes. For name, I go by Jay. By legal name, I'm Jonathan. Can I do Jonathan? Um, Great broker question. I don't tend to get into answering these because I don't want to get myself in trouble. But my understanding is your name as it appears on your real estate license is how they want it to appear online. And that's not just Google, that's Facebook, Instagram, any of your social media platforms, anywhere where you're doing business. If your business is listed, they want your full name as your license on there. It could be wrong. There could be some gray area there, but last I heard, that is what they would require. So definitely worth looking into a little bit further, Jay. I wish I could give you a definitive answer on that one, but I know for folks who have nicknames, you can submit a nickname addendum or some type of I forget what they call it. It's a form where you submit to the department, let them know you have a nickname, and they usually add that as an asterisk into your license. don't know where we're at with that. I know it was accepted at one point. That could have gone away. I know every time we tend to have a regime change, we get a few of those little things dialed in and cleaned up. So definitely worth for searching out, reaching, start with your broker on that one. Okay, yeah. So brick and mortar location. From there, your next question: do you service? Do you serve? Where do you serve your customers? So we're choosing no, as far as a physical address. Now, yes, Google's going to ask you for your address, but just know that this is your home address and it will not be displayed. It is merely only for your profile and contact information for Google. Should they have any questions, email. Typically, what they're going to do is send you advertising coupons and different literature and trying to get you to run ads on Google. That is pretty much the only need for their physical address, and just to make sure that you are in business where you say you are, but it will not appear on the map. So choosing a service-based area right there on your right. The next question, what cities do you serve? What areas do you serve? It'll always default to Manhattan, and we'll just go ahead and start to type over that city. You will need to type in the cities one at a time, similar to realtor.com, and I believe where you can put in, you type in cities. Don't believe zip codes work. The As you start to type the word Phoenix, you'll see Phoenix drop down, click on it, it'll add it, and so on. Glendale, Scottsdale, whatever cities you service. It is a little bit tedious in the beginning, but once it's set up, it's good to go, and it won't ever change unless you remove a city or add to it. So when you're all said and done, your last few questionnaires is going to ask you to see the career profile. That's it. And then the nice thing is, in the last 2 years, since they did switch over to Google Business Profile, your dashboard, all your editable selections are going to be out on the front end now on the site. What you see here in this particular screenshot, you have your editing features, updating, performance, all your choices to navigate through your dashboard are now on the front end. There's no longer traditionally a back end. Now, if you have multiple locations, then it would divert or revert back to the old style. But if you're a single location or a single business owner, all your editing will be out here on the front end, or what would be the consumer side, or the main homepage of the Google snippets on the right. So real easy to do, nothing too complicated on that. Again, I'm going to get into a live environment. We'll click on a lot of this. I'll show you some areas where you can make edits, changes, and how to update your profile to keep it active and basically optimize it for a better search result. I know we spoke a little bit about. Oh, sorry, Jay did have a follow-up. Do you have that? So I can use Jay on all of them. Oh, perfect. Yeah, there you go, Jay. You're good. Then, yeah, you shouldn't have an issue. And honestly, if it does come up, you could just be one of those like, hey, I didn't know. Bias for action. It's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. So, but I think if you're good to go with your nickname, then you shouldn't have an issue at all. And if so, it's an easy fix. So I don't think you're going to get in any trouble for it. Paid versus organic. So as I mentioned with Google, naturally they're going to want you to advertise. Again, not very cost effective compared to some of the other forms of advertising that are out there via digital advertising. But I just wanted to point out the difference, since I do have this conversation come up a bit between the difference between paid and organic. Pretty straightforward. Paid is any money that you spend in order to buy additional eyeballs onto your content. Boosting an ad on Facebook, running pre-roll videos on YouTube, in-stream videos on YouTube. I'm sure we've all been online and had a pre-roll ad run for us, or an in-stream ad that'll run for us. After 6 seconds, we can click skip. Those are all different types of advertising that Google offers, as well as pay-per-click or display ads. Again, those tend to be fairly expensive just because we're dealing with a lot of national companies who are vying for the same audience, and they're willing to spend more per click. So really don't get into this conversation too much with the agents at this level with respects to advertising. So it's important for us then to focus on organic. And when it comes to organic advertising, it really is just sweat equity. It's what we put into it. So maintaining a profile that has active photography, before and after photos, videos, any updates, open houses. Again, I'll show you here a little bit when we get into it. For us as agents, we don't have the luxury of a restaurant or a retail location or an event venue where your consumers taking photos, doing reviews, uploading their photos. I mean, we've all seen everyone who I'm guilty of it. I'm a foodie, so we're all guilty. Taking a photo of our lunch plate or doing a feature piece on a local neighborhood restaurant. Um, those are all going to be consumer content. That's all consumer generated content that's being added to Google business profiles. We really don't have the luxury of that since we're not dealing with high volume foot traffic. We don't have a product or a service that we're selling, or we don't have a product that we're selling that's easily photographic and then added to our profile. So it's important for us as business owners to do this. We're going to have to upload this content, and that's what's going to give the algorithm on Google perception of an active agent, active profile, and that will help us with our search results and our rankings. Deborah, question. Once you create a business profile, does it upload automatically or take time? Once you create a profile, it should be pretty active. And of course, there'll be a disclaimer that says this will not be live or searchable until it's been verified. So you shouldn't have any delays once your profile is active. You should see this screen here once it's all said and done. And if not, we can get into it and we can figure out where everyone's at and catch you up. So one of the disadvantages of being on Zoom is I don't have the ability to be over your shoulder, but we'll get through it. No problem whatsoever. So some strategies. We talked about organic on paid advertising. Strategies to enhance your profile. The reason why we're really truly doing this is that we want to give our profile activity and work the algorithm so that we start showing up in search results. And so one of the most common search terms for real estate agents is real estate agent near me, the near me portion. In fact, Google even offers that as a prompt and example. As you start to type in maybe Italian restaurants, near me is typically the most common end search phrase. And so that near me is going to really help with us getting into that search result based on where that person is searching from, whether it's Ahwatukee or Scottsdale, Paradise Valley, Glendale, you name it. And so here's an example here for utilizing your photography and videos, taking professional photos and videos, recent listings, neighborhood spotlight, before and after photos. Again, we want to visit a restaurant or we want to search for, an event venue or golfing or anything like that. We're usually go to their profile. We're going to look through the photos that have either been uploaded by the business owner or by the consumer. And so, again, this is really going to be on us as agents to do this and to upload this content so that people get an understanding of who we are, see us at work, actually social proof, before and after photos, the caliber of homes that we're selling, and showcasing those properties. And then your Google profile is a great way to do that. Regularly updating your business information. So naturally, our phone number is not going to change every week. Our email address is not going to change often. What we're really focusing on is just activity, what we're doing in the way of almost mimicking social media content, but for our Google business profile. But naturally, if you want to update your email address, your phone number, and information, that's easy to do, and it usually does not require another verification. Name changes can trigger another verification, but once you've been verified the first time, it typically is just as easy as a text message code and then an update within 30 minutes to an hour. I have not seen it last longer than that. Thomas got a question here real quick. I actually have two of the bus profiles. Oh, sorry, two of the business profiles, and trying to. I'm definitely Ron Burgundy. If it's on the teleprompter, I'm going to read it. So just want to let you guys know. I have two business profiles. I try to get rid of one of them. My HomeSmart profile without luck. Any idea on the steps that we should take to get rid of the profile? Yes, I will. Thomas, drop your email address in there, and then it'll be in the chat log here when we're done with this class. I will email you a step-by-step on how to delete your profile. Much like all social media properties, they don't want you to delete it because it counts to their numbers. So Facebook's really good about hiding how to deactivate or hide delete your profile. Google does pretty much the same thing. So I'm happy to share that with you, and I'll get you going there because I know I've deleted a few property or listings as well over the years. Last one, posting your offers, events, relevant content there's a tab for events, what's happening, what's any updates with your business. When we're looking for updates, that's the same thing as Facebook. What are your thoughts? What are you thinking? What's happening with your company? Same thing. So with respects to Google, they're going to ask you for updates. Open houses, there's an event tab in there we'll get into. And the event tab is an awesome one to convert and utilize for open homes or networking events or anything social hours. That event is awesome, and it will help with promoting your house if you have a listing. So with open homes, really great tool there as well. Example I've given here. So shared limited time promotional offer, discounts, maybe make an announcement about interest rates going down. If you're collaborating with the loan officer, title reps, with a half of percentage point shaved off, everyone's really excited about seeing an uptick in people getting back into the market. Great time to talk about what's that mean for inventory. Obviously we're going to have more demand. Folks are going to, want to get back into buying a home, but we still haven't addressed the inventory level yet. So these kind of fun educational pieces are what we're talking about when we share back or give that content on your page. Great place to do that on your Google business profile. Why update often? Talked about that a little bit already. The reason why you want to update is because we're showing the algorithm for Google that you're an active profile. So this will help increase invisibility. It will help increase visibility. An updated profile with photos, videos, events like that are typically will show up and appear more in more frequent search results. Dormant sites that do not have any activity just don't index because it's not of value to the person performing the search. And so this is why we encourage that. And this is not just for real estate. This is for all businesses. I've got a few clients, a pizzeria, a dentist, a doctor, and they just don't ever think to go into their business profile and upload this content. But it's important because it really does show that you're an active business owner, and you will be rewarded for that. Building trust. The reason why we want to update often is to build trust with our clients, show high quality visual content. What we do in our industry for real estate is very visual. First impressions are everything. And so great platform to showcase that for your business. And last one there, opportunity to engage with your clients. Really for reviews is the most important. Whether you have a negative review or a positive review, I can't stress enough getting in there and actually responding. Megan was kind enough to do a review for me on my Flynn Media Group. And while Google's not great at sending emails that are noticeable, because they send an email when you get a review, I didn't catch it. But 3 weeks later, I did see that she had gave me a review. I obviously went back in there and responded and shared with her my gratitude and thanked her for that. And we'll talk a little bit about reviews some more with a tactic here in the next few slides. What it means for your rankings, we've talked about a higher search result, improved client interaction, and then really showcasing your expertise. These are really all core values for why we are going to have an active business profile. Fresh content, new content, holiday celebrations, any accolades you may have received, 1%, 10%, whatever you're doing in the way of your business, great place to showcase that. And really just highlight anything that differentiates you from your competition. It's amazing how fast people take to the internet to learn more about somebody. Well over 90% of folks who are shopping for a home are using the internet in order to do so. That's customary, and of course, learning about you as an agent is just going to play hand in hand, because you can't have a sale without an agent. We definitely need to have you involved in the process. So for now, at least, right? Until AI decides to take over our business. So when your reviews, asking your clients often. So another tactic for you that I recommend when it comes to utilizing your Google business profile is the need to ask for a review. I know I need to do better at this. So there is my shameless plug. If you find yourself on Flame Media Group and you found value today, feel free to share some thoughts. I'd love to hear from you. But yeah, I don't ask enough. So what I try to do is encourage our agents to do is maybe 2 or 3 times throughout the process at the very beginning, let them know, hey, for the new year, I'm really focusing on driving reviews. As you know, reviews are a great indicator of how well a business is doing. We use it as a barometer to determine if we want to eat there, sleep there, visit there, buy there. And so naturally, it's the same tactic for us as agents. If you don't mind sharing some thoughts about our interaction, I would love to have you do a review. And here's a URL link. Here's a specific link to my business profile where you can share that review. Love to hear from you. And so with that, when it comes to your testimonials, what better way to have your business thrive than having one of your customers share their experience with you on your business profile? In this world that we have living with digital age, we're all just clinging to reviews, especially verified reviews. We all know, we've all heard horror stories where someone can go buy fake reviews or have a company overseas who, obviously not on the up and up, can do a lot of fake reviews. Google's very savvy about that. So when you're doing reviews, if you send a link out to your clients, if you send out a social media post, try to have those reviews trickle in, control how many come in at one time. Don't suggest sending out your link to a large email database or a CRM. If 15 people, 10 people decide to do a review on you on the same day, Google's algorithm will detect a spike in the reviews. It seems unnatural or unhuman, and you could have a lot of your reviews flagged, filtered, or just straight up rejected. There's so many data points behind why a review may not make it to your page. If it's a new Google user, if they're not accustomed to doing reviews and all of a sudden they do one, not a lot of activity, a spike in reviews. Of course, any of your other stuff, like if the review is off topic or not relevant to you, you can always flag those. But I had a gentleman in the class, been an agent since like 84. He's like, oh, well, I've got thousands of emails over the years and clients that I've worked with. I'm going to send them all the link. And I'm like, don't do the one shot. Email individually your top of mind, most recent clients, wait a few weeks, send out 4 or 5 more, wait a few weeks. It's a bit tedious, but we don't want to do anything that's going to strain the system. Flag you as eliciting reviews. Believe it or not, even though they give us stickers that say, review us on Google or you can find us on Google, they don't want us to run any contests or promotions or anything that asks for reviews. It's kind of a gray area. Naturally, you're going to ask for a review and encourage it, but they don't want you to promote it or entice anybody with a giveaway or a gift or anything. So just be mindful of that. A lot of those things can trip up your review process. Best practices for leveraging your reviews. I think one of the most easy ones to do is in response to asking for a review. If a client leaves a positive review for you, this is a great place for you to showcase your negotiation skills. If a client thanks you for working with them or your any of your feedback, take that opportunity to respond to the review, good or bad. Obviously, we want to make sure we respond to both. But if it's good, this is an opportunity for you to thank them for the review, and maybe we can add some more context to the relationship. Not everybody is going to give you a review with the thought process of, how can I help you get to the next referral or next client? They may just say, look, thank you for being patient with us. After we listened to your advice, we got multiple offers, over ask, whatever the case may be. You can come in with the thank you and add more to that. Maybe there was a tactic that you did or a differentiation between a competitor. Maybe there's some more value you can add in the response to give a better overall picture that soft sells your skills and abilities. So that's a great way to do it as well. Now, if it's negative, God forbid, and you do have a irate or upset customer, one of the easiest things that I like to remember is the acronym HEAT. It's hear, empathize, apologize, and take action. I hear what you're saying, and certainly I can understand how that situation is very frustrating for you. Certainly want to apologize that you experienced that. What I'd like to do is ask you to email me at or call me here so that we can work to resolve the issue. What you've done is you've acknowledged that there was an issue. You're showing your future reviewers, customers, clients who may be looking at your reviews that you care to respond. However, you're not going to play this out in a public forum. So that's why when we're taking action, encourage them, go offline, email me here, call me at, or if I have your contact information, I'll reach out to you right away and that shows your customers, your future customers, you care. You address the issue, but we didn't play it out in a public forum, and that way, no one wants to read all that. So, because I've seen some nasty back and forth between business owners, and I'm like, not a good look. So, do what you can to take it offline, resolve it. That way, maintain your reputation and move forward. So, it's a great tactic to do when it comes to your reviews. Number two, there, showcase your specific success stories. You guys are real estate agents really have an opportunity to be awesome storytellers because you hear so many stories. Why am I moving? Why am I downsizing? Why am I upsizing? Why are we selling or buying or investing, flipping? There's so many great stories that we hear as agents, and so your reviews are an opportunity for you to have your clients leave those reviews and share their story with how you helped them, whether there was a pain point or there was a pleasure point. At the end of the day, your abilities, your connections, your willingness to help them stage, promote their property are all additional opportunities for you to respond. And again, add more to the story and really paint a really cool picture for your future clients. Third one there, requesting and sharing your reviews. Great strategy here for you. Again, everybody has their own link that allows them to send out to their clients. If you haven't done so, I highly recommend taking that link and creating a email signature or adding it to your email signature. There's tons of images online. If you do a simple Google search for Google review icon, you will see review me on Google or read my reviews or check me out on Google, whatever you want your little call to action to be. You can link that image in your email signature to go directly to the reviews. So each and every time you send out an email, any clients see that. It's always a soft, subtle reminder that you are on Google. And if they haven't given you a review, it's a way for you to elicit a review from them. Pro tip for you there, use Canva. I cannot stress the importance of repurposing your reviews for social media content. Because I have a few clients who have reviews, and I'll space those out once a month. We'll do a client review post on their Facebook or their Instagram, and we'll just do like a hey, want to say shout out to Jill Smith for recently moving to Arizona. I had a great experience with her. Funny story, if there's something unique about it, just to kind of build a bond with your audience, and then use that template from Canva, copy and paste a few words in from the actual review from Google, and then brand your content, brand your template. I should use that as an example and actually have one on here for you. So good to know. Make a mental note of that. And then on Canva, you then find a template that you like that's branded for you. You've got your call to action, your headshot in the corner, name and logo. And then all you're doing is just repurposing that same template each and every time you want to do a showcase or a review. And it's a great way to showcase what you can do for the client without having to brag about yourself. I know a lot of folks aren't comfortable talking about themselves. What better way to hear them from a review, and repurposing it for social media is a great tactic. If you're savvy with Canva, then you can even do some cool stuff like animation, take on a video. Maybe it's a video testimonial. Those are awesome as well. Can't actually attach any photos or videos to reviews in the review section part, except for photos like the what we've eaten and so on. But as a business owner, you can upload those reviews if they send them into you, maybe like a 30-second review, and showcase it as such. Here's where I'm at on social media. Before I jump over to a live environment, I just wanted to point this out. Love for you to follow me, follow you back, and see what you guys are doing. Of course, I do my best to maintain an active social media presence as well, just like you guys. So good times for sure. All right, I'm going to end this share screen. I'm going to jump over here to my Google business profile. 1 second. And we'll go here. And then we'll share for you here a second. All right. If there's any questions, feel free to let me know. But you guys have been awesome. Cool. Oh, interesting. It's not what I wanted. Why are you ending here? Sorry about that. It's just giving me a bit of a problem.
Hey Keith, are you able to tell me? I've heard that the relationship between YouTube and Google is strong. Is that true or not?
Really, because Google owns YouTube. So Google YouTube is the second largest search engine next to Google. And so naturally, because of the ownership, anytime someone's searching for something, you know, how to make hard-boiled eggs, or a rotisserie recipes, or anything like that, videos are always prominent now in those search results, and typically very popular videos, highly viewed, subscribed, thumbed up videos will index higher in those search results. And so that, I think it's very advantageous for every real estate agent to have a YouTube channel.
Okay.
Because you have one person performing a single search on Google, and the more places you are on Google and on YouTube, the better chances are going to show up in a search result. And so if you're not, if you're, and I teach this class, YouTube for real estate agents, maximizing YouTube, creating a YouTube channel, running through everything from creating a channel, how to label it, cover photo, thumbnails, really cool class. So maybe I can talk to Megan on that one. We put that one on the books. That's a fun one. I love YouTube,
Yeah,
and I
I would
think,
take that.
yeah, absolutely. Because um, a lot of what we do as agents, before and after photos, the MLS listing, like that all falls off once the home's sold. So we might lose the accessibility to a lot of our past work. And one of the tactics I think is brilliant is anybody who has a listing, first and foremost, aggregate all your photos or curate all your photography, your videography, anything you've done, especially if you're spending money on a professional stager, photography, drone shots. Archive all that, and then create yourself a YouTube channel so that you now have the ability to show up in video searches as well. And so anything your name is tied to, your brokerage is tied to in the way of video, your YouTube channel will naturally start to index since Google owns both. So a great question. And I, even years later, I can't assume everybody knows that, because I still, meet folks quite a bit who don't understand that or don't know that the two are together. And so, yes, anytime you can have a search engine that's going to also crawl and find your videos, everybody loves videos. Millennials, number one streaming platform is YouTube. Even my 11-year-old kid who watches YouTube TV all the time, and YouTube sports, yeah, that's where they're really consuming a lot of their content. And so YouTube's a great place to be. Okay, so real quick, I know we already talked about this, but I just want to fly through this for you guys and then get into creating a profile. So if I'm performing a search for my business, Keith Flynn dash, KW, whatever I'm at, if it doesn't show up, we're going to hit create a business name. And in doing so, you guys know the category is here. So real estate agent, and then hit next. Of course, this is always the fun time, because it's usually when I find out there's a new feature or something different than usual. But do you have a location customers can visit, like a store and office? No. I'm going to hit next on that one. And then where do you serve your customers? So remember, we talked about actually typing out the actual city and then clicking on it, adds it to your bank of cities that you service. Glendale, Arizona, not California, next, and so on. So I think you get the premise of it. Pretty simple and straightforward. Your phone number, highly important there for sure. 354-0126. And then your website. So if you have a custom website, custom URL, we're going to put that in there as well. If not, then we can always just go with the generic web address for your brokerage, and then leave that as so. I don't even know if that's KW's URL, just throw it in there. It's short and simple, and I can get to the next screen. All right, so please enter your mailing address. So your mailing address, your physical mailing address would come in here as well, and then you can verify your physical address through either a postcard. Postcards, I think, are kind of going away. I know they're more focusing on now phone numbers. Depending on the phone number that you enter in, its system knows landlines versus cell lines. So a landline would detect, and then they'll probably offer you the ability to call. If it's a mobile, Verizon, T-Mobile, you name it, then a text message is customary as well. Adding your services is a big one. Naturally, Google is going to offer you up some of their most common services that are available, whether you're appraisals, your buying agent, selling agent, you name it. You can simply add those, click on those that are relevant to what you do, and property rentals, property management. If you don't see a service that they offer, or you have something that's unique or finite that not is listed here under service options, you can always create a custom service as well. And so, if you're somebody who buys a abandoned home or buys a house that needs to be gutted out, and all of a sudden you're also now the cleanup crew, add cleanup crew to the service. Just have fun with it. But you add all your services in that are relevant to your business, and that'll actually help with your classification anytime if someone's performing a search. If you love probate, if you love flipping homes, investments, distressed sellers, by all means, make sure you add those into your services as well. I'm gonna hit skip there. Hours of operation. It's gonna ask you obviously what your business of operations are. Most agents I know, 24 hours. And so simply clicking on the date of the day, if you want to leave it unchecked, leave closed. If you're a Saturday person, 24 hours, you can always check whether you want your start time to be 8 a.m., 8 p.m., you name it, you can go in and edit those hours as well. I do recommend putting those in, even if it's open 24 hours, jokingly, selecting those a profile that's completely filled out, meaning you've answered all the questions, even if it's not relevant, will index higher and gets a little more love than somebody who has just skipped like I have, or doesn't fill in that information. Your business description. This is different for everybody. What motivates you, who you are, why you do it. This is your chance to be personal. Share a little bit about yourself, your interests, how long you lived in the valley. Maybe there's something unique about you that's different than somebody else. I hope there is. Take the opportunity to show that in this profile section here that talks about your business. You are limited to 750 characters. I have found a lot of success since artificial intelligence, ChatGPT has rolled out. Not all of us are great writers. I'm strong short form, but I'm not strong long form writing. So I have suggested and relied on ChatGPT to do this. Now what's even fun about ChatGPT is you can actually, the app, you can hit the microphone or the headphone section and actually just have a conversation with AI now. You can choose different voices for your responses, which is nice. But you can just let it know about you. Hey, I'm a real estate agent with Bliss Realty. Been an agent for 15 years, specializing in luxury or new builds. What motivates you? What differentiates you from your competition? What's your wow factor? Tell AI all this stuff and then let it know that I would like to write a business description for my Google business profile. I'd like it to be fun, informative, and then limit to 750 characters, and then you'd be surprised at what you could get. So normally years have gone by where I have shared and said, hey, if you need someone to help you with writing, you can go to Upwork or Fiverr, which are some global freelance marketplaces. For a few dollars, you can have someone do it for you. Now with AI, it's really impressive what we can get from utilizing artificial intelligence to create a lot of this content for us. So definitely lean into that. I also teach a class on that as well. Photography. When it comes to uploading your photo, again, high res, really great photography is going to speak volumes. Nobody wants to look at grainy 3 megapixel, Sony CyberShot 2001 photos. So keep that in mind because it really does set you apart. Stock images are great. Just be mindful to not download anything from Google that's Getty images or it's not royalty free. If it's been trademarked or has royalties on it, licensing issues, you don't want to get a nasty letter from them wanting $600 to $900 for the use of it. So examples are given here to showcase your business. Selecting your photography, easy to do, finding it from your stored device and then uploading it. It will ask you if you have a cover photo or if you wanted to use a logo, upload those as well. But this is where you would upload your photography and your starting images. Headshots are fantastic. I would lead with a headshot. We definitely want to, it's customary for our industry. So if you've got any headshots taken, be sure to load those up there so they know who they're dealing with when it comes to working with you personally. I like to skip this. I usually do not claim the $500 advertising credit. They'll send you more. Trust me. If you don't take it now, they're going to send it to your email once you're all set up. So you don't have to worry about that. Last one there, customer service. They or your customer email. They will offer you the ability for an additional cost. You can try their workspace. What this basically is using Google's functionalities, their apps, all their different sheets, their their presentation software. You can utilize Google's platform, but have it stylized and tailored for at Flynn Media Group or at Bliss Realty. So like I use Gmail's platform, but everything I have that comes to and from looks like it's coming from at Flynn Media Group. Workspace is available. I think it's like $10 a month, but I just wanted to point that out. You get some cloud-based storage and everything as well for all your photography you can upload. Your edits will be visible once you are verified. So again, your content will not be shown until you are verified as a active business. Okay, so I'm gonna zoom in here. Now, in this particular case, I don't have anything uploaded, so I'm not going to have this snippet on the right-hand side that shows my service-based areas or my photography. So what I will do is, let's go into Flynn Group, and I will show you mine. Okay, so once your business is created and you're all up and running, remember that for those of us who have multiple Gmail accounts, like I do, I've got personal, professional, work. Make sure you're logged into the actual Gmail account that you used when you created the business. The business cannot swap hands, or that cannot be handed off to a new admin. So maybe if you don't want to tie to a particular Gmail, you may have to delete that actual business and restart it. Hopefully that's not your case, but just remember, I often have to toggle in between multiple different accounts just to remember where I'm at so that I can access my business profile to begin with. But once you're in here, really easy to use. You'll always get a profile strength in the upper right-hand corner here to complete your info. Google gives you this profile strength of tasks to complete, and once it's completed, or at least the higher percentage of completion, the better. I think I've got everything in here except for running an ad, so that's why they don't have me quite at 100%. But I'm at 90% and some change, so I'm in good shape there when it comes to my profile. Edit profile, reviews, photos, performance, advertising, lots of options here. Big one, editing your profile. Should you need to make any changes at all, everything here is listed for you, from contact, from about, contact, location, hours, and more. Name changes to your business. Technically, I should have LLC in there, so I'm going to hit save and see what that triggers. Your edit is pending and may take up to 10 minutes for review, but no need for verification. So that's perfect. So I'm going to leave that as is. That's actually interesting that I haven't caught that. So we're going to have a quick little name change in live time. Your business. I am a marketing agency. Description. As you can see here, I've even used some icons, some emojis in my profile, which is just a little more aesthetically pleasing, but you got a brief description of what your business does. Date of operation, when you started your business, contact information, your phone number, your email address, your web address, and then your social media links. So social icons. I have not populated this out, but I highly recommend doing so. If you're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, WeChat, UChat, we all chat. Everybody's got some kind of social media profile. As you can see here, lots of options. They've got pretty much the top ones. I mean, we're not getting it into Blogger or to Tumblr or anything like that. But you have Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and TikTok. So if you have any of these additional social media icon or properties, choose the one that's appropriate, drop in the web address, and link those all up with your social profile. Google has been known to maybe reach out, aggregate, and pull additional information from your other social media profiles. Not anything like in the way of posts or content, but what it will do is use it to give you weight, establish credibility. If you have multiple entities, same name, it really does add for a full picture of who you are and what you are doing online. Local areas. So here's all my service areas. I don't have a local business or brick and mortar since I'm working at my home, and then I have a remote office. But for me, it's a service-based area. So I just took the time, went through here, and dropped in all those cities as I type those out so that I show up in those areas. And when I'm done, business of hours of operation, any special hours, national holidays, time off, Memorial Day, and so on. Add more hours. If again, these are not relevant to me. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. I definitely will be happy to take a free breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but I'm not providing it. More business information, your crowd. This really talks about. Let me just do this real quick here. I think I need to save something. Yes, there we go. Oh, cancel that. Your crowd, who your audience is, planning. There's lots of options for you to, or additional business options for you to utilize and use. If you find them of value, you can definitely do that as well. And then your service options. What services do you provide? Additional languages you speak, and so on. Make sure you just go through all that and fill out what is relevant to you, and make sure it completed for your profile. All right, so from there, next one is read my reviews. So again, here's your reviews. So respond to your reviews. Make sure to hop in there and edit those. If you want to entice or ask folks to give you a review, once your page is verified and you have this completed, of all these options here in your dashboard, the last one that will pop up, you may not have it available right now if you're not verified, is ask for a review. This little thumb here, you may have a drop down you need to click on to open this panel up more to see the last one. But this ask for a review is where you will find your vanity URL that's custom to your business page. You can either send that via email, WhatsApp, or Facebook right from within here and create a social media post. I like to do it a little more traditional. I don't like the metadata that it pulls in. So obviously you can see there's no image there. It's just kind of clunky and ugly. Personally, when it comes to my reviews, I like to copy and paste that specific URL for my account, and then I'll drop that into a custom email to a client or a past client. And I can show you here an example for, let me just see if I can find real quick. We go here for accounts. All right, let's get logged in real quick here. And whoops. All right, that's not what I got. All right. So if I'm in my Gmail account and I go to create a new email, then I've got my auto signature that will pop up here. Come on. I actually don't like this one. I have a couple different versions, but this particular one here, there you go. So now I've got my little icon down here in the bottom. It says review us on Google. And then I've got it hyperlinked specifically to my review tab on my business page. And that just takes my customers right in, and they can choose, 1 through 5, write their review, add any photography, video, and then post that to my business page. So highly recommend that tactic. That way, it's always subtly there, offering it to your client, and they can always click on that review and then take you directly into your review process, which is really nice. Let's get back into on here. Oh, come on. All right. And let's switch. See, this is one thing. I always got to switch back over. That way it knows where we're at. Okay, so we talked about the review, asking for your reviews. That's where you're going to grab your custom URL. And then probably your photography is important too. So whether you come in, load up some fresh photos once or twice a month. I have a calendar reminder on my calendar that says upload a photo, whether it's a selfie with the team, speaking engagement, happy hour, luncheon, client meeting, you name it. This is a great place to drop in those photos. I'm due for a couple updates, so maybe I'll grab some later today. I can do one or two things. I can drop those directly into my photography for my class or for my profile, or I can come over here to where am I at? Add an update. When we click on add an update, there's three options for you there. There's a general update, there's an offer, and there's events. The top one I use a lot, and the bottom one we recommend using a lot. Adding a general update is just like a social media post. What's new? What are you thinking? It doesn't need to be trivial or something insignificant like, your jog outside or going on a hike. But if you're going to do something fun like outdoor trailheads that are within 20 miles of your home, or maybe a neighborhood that you're farming, best splash pads within a 10-mile radius of downtown Phoenix, or any type of a neighborhood spotlight piece or a community outreach through a nonprofit. Those are cool things that help show your connection to the valley, to the city, to the neighborhood that you're looking to grow. And that's just simply uploading a photo from your stock images. I'm just going to grab my kids' football photo here, add in your description, what it is you want to share, and then you can always add a button. So learn more. Maybe you had a blog post on your business page, or you shared some insights or a video on a social media platform. And then we can take a snippet from there and the link to it and drop it in and hit a learn more button on here for your update to your page. And then we can take people over. A new listing, an open house, uh, anything like that would be a great content to share on your business page for your Google profile. I'm going to back out here real quick and show you under event. Highly recommend if you're going to do an open house, maybe there's an interior shot of your listing. Let's see here. It was used. Let's use this interior shot here of a conference I went to. Great interior shots. Maybe this is 123 Main Street, open house. The date of the event, when that open house is going to take place, real easy to do. This Saturday. We're going to go, start time will be what? Let's go 11 a.m. Your end date, same day, right? We'll do, we'll go till maybe 4 o'clock, and then any details. Now, obviously, we don't want to put too much in there. We don't want to give them enough to make a informed decision and not come, but let's put some cool things to entice them. Beautiful backyard, mountain views, entertainers delight. You guys know this stuff, right? Your agents, you know how to use emotive descriptions for your event details, and then add a button. So whether that's an MLS listing link out, or call now, or text me, your call to action is maybe you don't want to give the address. Maybe you want to keep that guarded so they have to physically reach out. So here's where your call to action is, and they can call now. And in your description, general vicinity or area of the open house. And then if you'd like the directions or information to meet, call me at, and then there's your contact information right here with your phone number loaded in there. So, which is really nice. These events are awesome. Great play to showcase activity on your profile. Now, when we were doing service areas, as you can see over here on the right-hand side, based on all the cities that I loaded in earlier under my service areas, I get this really not so symmetrical circle of areas of which I service. My search results, or me showing up in a search result, will only pretty much focus within those areas of the service areas that I've identified. So I'm not going to show up in search results for somebody in Colorado or California. So it really just keeps my area focused to the area of which I service, and I've told Google where I'm willing to work and play. So really neat tactic there for you as well. Performance and advertising, not too commonly used. booking. We're not an agent, or we're not a hair salon or someone who like a hotel or something that we'd have traditional bookings. Performance can give you some information. I think it's cool. It'll at least tell you where an overview of searches that are performed, calls you may have received. Clearly, bookings is not relevant for me. Website traffic, anybody who may have visited the platform, but your overall will show you what people are doing, the interactions that they're taking when they are engaging with your listing on profile. So it really does help and see, yeah, people searching for me. And as an agent, you can get an idea of how many Google searches are being performed based on your months, your days, your weeks, and setting your parameters, and then looking and seeing how that shakes out. Really, really easy to do. Not too difficult at all. Once you're up and running, you're verified, then by all means, you're good to go. You will show up in search results if someone's searching for you, and you're off and running. I just say maintain a level of consistency when it comes to content on the site. Upload a couple photos a month. Anything worth sharing, definitely jump on there and keep an active profile. That's about it. Anybody else have any questions for me? I think it pretty much covers it, unless there's something that you were hoping I'd cover and I didn't. I'm happy to jump into that now. Yeah. All right, cool. Hold on. I see a little red icon, meaning somebody had a question. And cool. Thomas's email address there. Yes, thank you. I had to drop off, but thank you for. Okay, cool, Christina. All right, awesome. Well, other than that, you guys are good. I'll send a recording to this and a transcript for you guys. That way you can review it. And if you again have any questions or concerns, email me. I'm Keith at Flynn Media Group. Happy to jump on a call with you, help out where I can. And if it's not just Google, if it's anything else that you have any questions about your marketing efforts, I'm here for you. I'd love to help out. I've been in the Valley since 1981, grew up out here. North Phoenix is home to me. So definitely familiar with the area, and anything that I can do to help out. Would love to be a resource for you guys. All right, cool beans. You have a great day, and I will see you guys. Hopefully we'll do some more classes together. Go sell at home. All right, take care. Oh, quick question. The phone call from Google review. Sorry, Thomas, go ahead. Can you elaborate on that one?
I'm gonna unmute right now. Hold on a second. Okay.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay. I always get a phone call, and it's someone claiming to be from Google Review,
Yeah.
saying to verify my page or whatever.
Right.
And it's funny because I had a title company say that, yeah, there is somebody that actually does that. But I'm like, I don't know who it is, though. I don't trust them, and I don't know if that's actually something that they do. Do they call and say, please verify your Google page? Your page is not verified. And I get it all the time.
Right.
Not sure if that's something that anybody else gets, or
Now your page is verified though, correct?
I got to go back. I got to look because I just looked on while we were talking on my phone, and I have
Right.
2 pages. That I'm the guy that has the 2 pages, and I tried to get rid of the Home Smart one, but I unsuccessfully tried a couple times, and it won't go away. So I don't know how that happened.
That's interesting. I I don't. Google historically is not known to call users about their reviews.
Okay.
Now a third party agency can see your reviews and then call you and say they're calling about your reviews and how they can help you get better reviews or more reviews. There's a lot of services out there that utilize public reviews as a hit list or a call volume in order for them to call you and elicit sales. We can get you. I've gotten calls before where it's like, we've noticed your profile is not complete. You really should optimize it. We can show you how, and of course, there's a cost associated.
Yeah, that's the one I get, I think.
Yeah. Once you block them enough times, or answer one of them, tell them on a do not call list, and that don't call me again. It should stop.
I wasn't sure if that was something that that was common or
It is, and what's happening now is a lot of these services are originating from overseas. Now that we have the ability to create AI avatars and voice clones,
Yeah.
the outbound sales department, quote unquote sales, is now using the luxury of AI generated English sounding voices. And then they'll leave the voicemail message, and then you'll call back, and then you'll get a live operator who typically tends to be somebody overseas with a slight language barrier. Um, and then you kind of pick up on like this may not be on the up and up, and then they can promise you, we'll get you more traffic and reviews, and yes. So Google's not in the habit of calling reviews unless you're in the middle of a dispute or you've triggered correspondence with them.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was curious. It's
No.
literally every couple days I get that.
Yeah,
So,
it's a good question. Now, I remember there was a stretch there where I was getting them for a while and they eventually stopped. So,
yeah,
but we're all at the mercy of this shit because our phone numbers are out there. So,
I know. Okay.
all
Well,
right.
I emailed you on the other thing. I honestly, I tried. I sent a message
Okay.
on the thing to get rid of the one because I used to work at HomeSmart,
Yeah.
and then I just looked before. It still says Thomas Bart's HomeSmart on Central.
Okay.
That's where my office was, and then it won't go away. I don't know how to get rid of it.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, I'll send you my step by step that I have, and then if it doesn't work, let me know because I'll go down that rabbit hole with you and help out where I can.
Yeah, I actually had a tile rep try to help me with it too, and she's like, I don't know what to do. I called, I actually texted HomeSmart, and they're like, I don't know what to do. So,
Well, now my curiosity is there. So yeah, let's see what's going on. I've yet to be stumped. I've gone to AI quite a bit to get shit handled, but I've been yet to be stumped. So we'll see what happens.
all right, man, appreciate it.
Appreciate your time, Thomas. Thank you so much. Have a good day.